Joining me now to explain more, Senator Lindsey Graham from the great state of South Carolina. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. How are you?
Thank you. I hope your wife enjoyed that new lawnmower you bought her. That was very very big of you to do that. So I'm doing great. You got Lou on behind me.
Let me.
You're a good man to buy your wife a new lawnmower.
There are a couple of things I want to ask you. You served 25 years in the military. I went to your retirement ceremony from the Air Force.
Yeah.
Is there a better vehicle for wanting to reform 230 than the NDAA, or is this strategically what has to be done?
Well, there's two things about, number one, I'm not going to override the president's veto. He's been a hell of a commander-in-chief. I've spent, as you said, about 30 years in the Air Force, and Jim Inhofe is a good friend of mine, but there's a provision in the defense bill that basically locks down spectrum, takes it and gives it to the military. Now, what does that mean? If you want to win the 5G race, if you want high-speed internet to be developed by America, not China, if you want to compete in that space, we need to free up spectrum so the private sector can develop 5G. This bill locks a lot of it down, in my view, unfairly. If you want to survive as a conservative, you better deal with big tech, and you better deal with them now. They have the ability to censor what you say, what I say, to tag our tweets, to shut us out of the conversation. And if we don't deal with Section 230 now, then shame on us. So I'm with the president. The best vehicle to deal with Section 230 is the one in front of you, and that's the defense bill. So if you're a conservative, you need to get behind the president and his desire to rein in big tech before we lose the movement.
Is there any way to deal with 230 while you're also dealing with the $2,000 direct payments? If the Senate takes that up, is that a potential vehicle, or am I just a House member that doesn't understand the Senate?
Well, no, you understand it very well, Trey. I played golf with the president Christmas Day. He won again as usual, but he wants to do a couple things. A $2,000 payment to people making under $75,000 is $400 billion to the debt. But we live in unusual times. It's expensive. It's not the most efficient way to get aid to people who are suffering, but $600 is not enough. The president has dug in. He wants a vote on a $2,000 payment. I support that. And he wants to repeal Section 230 to keep big tech from running the country and censoring conservatives. I support both of those. And I think we're going to get a vote in the Senate if we control the Senate. If we lose Georgia, we're never going to get a vote on repealing Section 230. They're going to send another bill over that's going to make this bill look cheap. Biden will send another stimulus package. It will have every wish list for liberals in it. It will be 2 or 3 times bigger than what we have before us. So if you want to control spending, make sure that the Republicans win the Senate. If you want a conservative Supreme Court, make sure that Republicans control the Senate and we win Georgia. If you don't want illegal immigrants to get free health care and go to open borders, make sure Republicans control the Senate. We can't run the government from the Senate, but we sure as hell can stop socialism if we have control of the Senate. That's why everybody needs to get out and vote in Georgia.
You know, Senator, there is hyperbole from time to time in politics, but quite literally, control of the United States Senate hangs in the balance a week from today in Georgia. Now, Hollywood and others spent $100 million in South Carolina, all for the right to lose to you. So you know what it's like to have a lot of money pumped into a race, and you won by about 10 points regardless. What do you think's happening in Georgia? What needs to happen in the next week?
Well, number one, we got 2 great candidates. David Perdue is a businessman. He's never been in politics until he ran for the Senate. He's done business all over the world. He understands the world economy. He's great on defense. Kelly Loeffler is just a role model for every woman in America. She's a very successful businesswoman. We need them as individuals, but we need to stop stacking the court. You've been a lawyer all your adult life. You're a great lawyer, Trey. If we lose the United States Senate, they've got the House, they've got the presidency, maybe, if we fall short. If Biden becomes president of the United States and we lose control of the Senate, America fundamentally changes. The court goes from 9 to 13 to dilute our conservative majority. Illegal immigrants will get free health care. There'll be a run on the border. Our taxes will go up. So never in the history of the country in my lifetime has a single state, Georgia, had so much say regarding the future of America. We got great candidates. The question is, do we want it more than they do? They've outraised David and Kelly almost 2-to-1 on the internet. I never thought I'd hear myself say this. Go to davidperdue.com. Go to kellyleffler.com. Give money. We're being outraised almost 2-to-1 in terms of the candidates. So help them where you can.
Senator, you live about as close to Georgia as you can get and still be in the state of South Carolina.
Right.
I know
Right.
Democrats from Georgia. They're a little to the left of where we are, but they ain't nowhere near where Ossoff and Warnock are. Are those the Democrats that Georgia's wanting to take the Senate with? I mean, they're awfully progressive for the state of Georgia, aren't they?
If you want to ruin Bernie Sanders' 2021 and AOC and the squad, elect the Republicans, because Ossoff and Warnock come from the Bernie Sanders wing of the party, the AOC wing of the party. Let me ask you this question. All those who are watching, Lou's right behind me. Has anybody at your church ever thought it was a good idea to invite Fidel Castro to come speak? What kind of church are you in that invites Fidel Castro to come to speak? What kind of senator from Georgia that does business with China? The people of Georgia, do you want one of your United States senator to have deep business ties to China? Or do you want your senators to stand up to China? Do you want your senators to embrace free enterprise? Or do you want one of your senators to have been in a church that thought it was a good idea to invite Fidel Castro? I doubt if any church in Spartanburg's ever thought, hey, why don't we invite Fidel Castro to come by and talk to us? These people are nuts. These are the most radical people to ever run in the history of Georgia. We got to win.
Speaking of winning, if Republicans win, you are the chairman of the Budget Committee. If Democrats win, Bernie Sanders is the chairman of the Budget Committee. Having spent a lot of time around you, having done a recent Christmas gift exchange with you, there's not a cheaper person on the face of the earth than Lindsey Graham. So if you're a fiscal conservative, go vote in Georgia. Happy New Year to you and your family. I'll see you soon.